What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we are busy at work on the rear of this truck now. With the front bumper being done, this thing really needs a little bit more accents with that kind of same style. I think it'd be really cool to build a diffuser for this thing, so that is what we're working on. We got the cardboard pretty much mocked up how I want it. There's a few little adjustments I need to make, but like always, I like to build everything out of cardboard just to kind of get a good visual. It really cuts down on wasting material. If I were to go cut this out and it didn't fit, I would have to scrap that piece and start over. Material these days is not cheap, so it's nice to just mock everything up out of cardboard. You can get a really good idea of fitment and how it looks, and you can get a really good idea of all the dimensions. And then when you cut it out on your material you're using, you fine-tune your measurements and you cut it out and you don't have to waste much material. So that is what we got going on. Let me flip you around. I'll show you guys what we're doing. So like I said, this is a rough draft. I got a few adjustments. I got to push it forward a little bit. This is hanging out about 1 inch. I don't like that. I think I'm gonna cut it back to about 1/2 inch and then 1 inch on this side here. I'm gonna kind of follow the back of the bed here. You can see as it's tilted down a little bit, this angle changes. So we're gonna keep about 1 inch of overhang off the back, but I'm really liking this. I like how the angle up looks. Originally I wasn't gonna do that, but I decided I'm gonna kind of cut this out, and I know a lot of cars these days kind of have this same style where it comes up in the middle. I really like that with some nice big fins in the middle, and then we'll do these two on the outside. I may put one in the center of this little section here. I'm not sure. I'll get that mocked up. I do have a sheet of ABS plastic I'm going to build this thing out of. If I were to build this out of steel, it would be much too heavy, I think. So we're going to go plastic. I'm sure I'll have to do a bunch of reinforcing on it just to make sure it's sturdy enough, but I want this thing light. Alright guys, you can see we did some powder coating on these brackets. Now you can buy these things in black already, but they weren't going to be here in time, especially on the holidays. Shipping is so slow. So I found some at Home Depot. I bought these and then we just powder coated them. I was just going to go through and spray paint them, but the only spray paint I have takes like a whole day to dry and harden up. This powder coat, you pull it out of the oven, you let it cool off, and it is good to go. So that is one reason we did it. Another reason, it's just a way better coating. It's going to last forever. So a little bit more prep work involved, but at the end of the day, way better coating, and it's going to be faster. So if you guys want to check out this powder, this is Stone Black from Prismatic Powders. You can check that out. All of it linked down in the description box. I just wanted to get these brackets done, get these knocked out and out of the way. Now we can jump on the diffuser. We got a couple 45-degree bends up in the center of that, and then on the ends where it bends down for the little side pieces, we got a 90-degree bend there. I'm gonna try to bend it with the heat gun. If that takes too long, I'm just gonna grab the MAP gas torch and heat it up with that. And this stuff bends really nice. Once you clamp it to a table, something nice with a nice sharp edge, get some heat on it and it folds and bends really nice.
Well, we got to make some brackets for the diffuser. I figured it'd be a great time to bust out this new saw from Evolution and show you guys how cool this thing is. Now, this is a brand new saw they just released not too long ago. There is no other metal cutting saw with as many capabilities as this thing has. So you can see it's a much bigger saw, it's a much bigger platform to work on. It has so much better options for clamping your material onto this saw. So a lot of these chop saws only have, only go to about there. They don't have these extra sides on here. They don't have this extra rail back here with these two clamps that go in, all the way in. You can bring it all the way in, all the way out like that. You got these V blocks on here which are offset, so you can flip them, have them that way or that way. What these are nice for is, say, like angle iron or round tube. The V block works really good for that. So we got those clamps on either side, and then we got this clamp here, which you can see there is 6 holes along the back of the saw where you can put this other clamp in, move it around wherever you need it, clamp it down. Your material is tight, it's not going to move around, and much safer to use a saw like this where everything is clamped in place, nice and tight, nice and secure. It really sucks when you go to cut something and it's not clamped that well. It sometimes can get crooked in the saw and kind of bind the blade up. These blades here are probably pretty hard to break, I guess. These are a carbide tip blade. You can see they're not an abrasive wheel, so these cut really clean, really smooth, really cold. It doesn't put a bunch of heat in your material. It just slices through steel like butter. So I'm excited about this thing. I've been using one of Evolution's older saws and it has been working amazing. It has been flawless, haven't had a single issue with it, but I'm excited to try this thing out, see what we can do. We have some very simple stuff to cut up. We just got some 3/4 inch square tube here. So we need to cut that to length for one of the mounts. I'm just going to run that along the front mount, the main flat part, and then we got to build some brackets out of that. So we'll see how the saw works cutting all this stuff. If you guys want to check out the saw, head down in the description box. I'll have a link to it where you can find it at Evolution. Now this thing is sweet. Like I said, it is a little bit more expensive, but it's unlike any other metal cutting saw out there today. It's got a way bigger platform, like I said, and it's just got so many more options for clamping. I guess I didn't show you guys, this locks. You can lock it here, and this hole, you loosen that up. There's a little lever right here, and you can spin this whole thing, and everything is nicely marked over here. You can see degrees, and it locks in to 15. The main increments, 22.5, 30, and 45 automatically locks in, and obviously 0 as well. So that is nice. Then you just crank that, lock that down. It's not moving, and you can go both ways, 45 degrees both ways. So that is very nice, having it be able to tilt both ways. One other adjustment you can do is back here, you can slide this whole head forward and back so that you can square up the cut. Depending on the material you have, you can square up the blade to where you want it to start cutting on your material. So you can slide it forward or back, and then once you get it where you want it, just flip that lever up, lock her in place, and you're good to go. If you guys want to save some money, I got a discount code for you. Use the code Niemela. That'll save you a few bucks at checkout on one of these saws. Go check them out, links in description. Well, we are done. We got the diffuser bolted on. Everything's fitting like it should. All the mounts bolted right up. Now with this diffuser on, it makes this rear end look so much more aggressive, kind of like the front, which is what I was going for. The front bumper is pretty aggressive, so I kind of wanted the back to match it. And I think we pulled it off. I think we matched the aggressiveness front and back. Well, I'm gonna wrap this one up here, guys. If you can't tell, I'm still a little sick. I was sick for like a week. Finally starting to feel a little bit better. So that is why this video took so long to get out. I was sick for like a week, and then we had Christmas, all that kind of fun stuff. But I'm starting to feel better, back in the shop, and can't complain about that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Why don't you go smash that thumbs up button, comment, subscribe. We'll see you in the next one.